Okay, we are trying again. We are trying again on the phones because we seem to think this will actually be easier. So, allow guests to join. Cherry, there is an allow guest videos to join, so you should be able to come in. We are talking co-regulation today, and you have been put on my brand new toy, which if you saw the video before you lot, it's gonna distract me, so this could go well. Oh, we have light and sticky notes in the background. I should probably change that. Oh dear. Cherry, you need to join me because otherwise we are just absolutely... Oh yes! I think we've got it. Yes! Are we on? Bring them on the video. Send request. Unable to add guest. Oh no. Oh, there we go! We did it! Oh my god. That was way too chaotic. And this is what the podcast is like. Anyone who hasn't seen our podcast, this is pretty much the level you get, alongside all the psychology tips. Good morning, Cherry. I love your top. You have cherries on.
I know, I do. And yeah, and also my mug also has cherry. I think it wasn't planned.
Oh, I think anything was planned this morning.
What happens when you can't find anything ever with your name on it because you've got a weird name, so you buy the random things and then all of a sudden they come together. Like I had a bag and my phone case the other day that had it on, and I looked like I was trying to make a point.
I'm now trying to figure out how to get it to stop reflecting light in my glasses.
Take glasses off.
I can't see. I am now blind.
You're not going to be able to not have it reflecting your glasses. It's a reflective surface.
Oh, fine. You get no glasses. If you cannot, if you put a comment, I can't see it, people. I can't even see the buttons now. So if I have to stop this, I have to put my glasses back on. But at least you're not getting the reflecting of light. Huh?
I'll let you know if comments pop up.
Thanks. No, I can't do this, people. I cannot not see. You're just going to get the lights. It's just what the world is. Right, we are talking co-regulation today, and this is a perfect example of co-regulation. Even going live is a perfect example of it, because, for example, I can come on here absolutely full of energy and really pick people up because that's my energy, and I'm pulling you up with me whether you want to go there or not. Or I can come on here and I can go, oh, screw life. And then I will pull you all down with me. This is co-regulation, and this within families is so important. It's that moment where you have your child walks into a room and you can already feel that they are in a bad mood, and you're like, oh no. And your whole energy changes because you can feel your child's energy, and that is what we're talking about today. So hopefully that makes some kind of sense, trying to find some relatable things. How about you, Terry? What do you think of, what's your favorite kind of example of co-regulation?
A lot of the time it's actually me causing the reciprocated feelings, because I'm one who, even if I'm having a crummy day, I'll try really hard to hide it. But my daughter, I don't know what it is. It's like she's got inbuilt sonar for it. I'm not sure if that's because we spend so much time together or if it's just because we're very similar, but it will be a case of, when you're trying really hard to hide something and someone comes in and she's like, what's wrong? The last thing you want is someone asking you what's wrong. She's like, just hide it. But it's so true that's why I think openness does really work sometimes, because I've always got that try and hide it, try and get through it, blah blah blah. But she's very much, well, just talk to me, because that's what I say to her when she's in a grump or feeling down. Well, just talk to me. And yeah, they say it's funny when it's the hardest to parent when you're parenting a mirror image of yourself. It's funny because I see all the good things that I've done in my parenting because she's trying to use it back at me when I'm struggling, and I'm like, okay, so it has sunk in. She knows when to use these things, she knows what to say and how to say it. I just have to be better at communicating.
My boys are the same. They'll come up to me and they'll just spew, and then they'll walk in, they're like, are you going to talk to me about it? I'm like, no. It's do as I say, not as I do, right? It's the truth behind a lot of parenting, I think. But the realism is, the more we learn to control our emotions, the more emotional intelligence we have, the more we pass on to our children. If we don't understand our own emotions, how are we supposed to teach them? if we don't understand our boundaries, how are they ever going to learn boundaries? I know if my boys do something and I'm like, oh, don't do that, and I can see exactly where they've come from.
Yeah.
I can see exactly how I would have done that at their age, or how their thought pattern goes that way. Or my boys will turn around quite often and go, don't psychoanalyze me. I'm not, I just know you, I'm sorry.
It's funny, I think it's very generational. So obviously we come from the generation where it was still quite tough to talk about your feelings. You didn't really bring it up, you didn't talk about it, and we are actively trying to change that in our own children. So we are being what we needed, so we're teaching it to them while we're still trying to teach it to ourselves. So now these smaller people are giving us back what we needed, and our inner child is going, I don't know how to deal with this, but I've taught it to you, but now you're doing it back to me. I don't know how to deal with it.
100%.
And it's really strange, because it is a complete cycle of, we don't want what we had, so we teach it differently, so our children see it, they learn it, and then they see what we're not getting, and they give it back. And it is, as I said, it's a lovely showing it worked, but at the same time you're like, wow, I need to work on myself.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's, we can start to work on ourselves and work out what works for us. So like, for example, you tell me to calm down and it instantly gets my back up. So why would I tell my child to calm down? It's never going to work. And I think sometimes we have these patterns of parenting quite frequently that are generational. Like you said, our parents said, you know, come on, sit down, don't cry, it's fine, it's fine. And now we're trying to teach ourselves to unparent. We're kind of trying to take all we know about parenting and change it to try and break these patterns and habits. And this is where, with co-regulation, it is so important, because it's not just your words. You can sit there and you can go, right, I really want to hear you. But if you don't pull your whole body forward, you don't have that focus on your child, you're holding your phone like this, you're not listening to them, and they know that. And then when you get to teenagers and they go, yeah, I'm listening to you, and you wonder why, it's what they're taught as well. So it is really, really important to understand that it's kind of a partnership in a way. The energy you're giving off, the teachings you're showing them, are sometimes more important than the words you're saying, more than anything. My boys definitely show me that way too often. But I think one thing that gets me, I get this quite a lot in parent coaching sessions. People are like, oh, what if I muck up? We do. We all muck up. We all mess up. We all say the wrong things. We all lose our temper occasionally. We all shout. We are human. We'll yell. We'll cry. We'll have those moments. To me, the most powerful part, I think this is in one of our workbooks, actually. I'm pretty sure this is in a workbook I made recently. On the Dreamweavers membership. I'm 100% sure this is in a membership video or something somewhere. I remember this line, Cherry. But it's basically the repair. The repair is so important. I don't know about you, but I have memories of kind of, my parents probably knew that they were wrong, or my grandparents or someone else in the family, sorry mum, you're probably watching us, but they knew they were wrong, and instead of kind of trying to repair it or talking about it or being open with it, it was just brushed under a rug somewhere, or forgotten, or moved past, because that is what we did in that generation. So those repair moments are so powerful, because it builds more trust than anything else, to sit there and go, I really shouldn't have yelled at you, I shouldn't have lost my temper, what can we do with this going forward? And don't be wrong, don't do that when they're having a meltdown in a corner, because it's not going to work. But afterwards.
I think it's being able to sit in that uncomfortable moment of I was wrong. Because being a parent is hard. It is really hard, especially if you've got unresolved issues in this area from when you were a child. And for me, it's uncomfortable saying to your child, you know what, I was wrong, but I'm showing you that it's okay to be wrong, because no one's picture perfect. I always hate the Instagram family thing, but I always use the example of that beautiful photo you're seeing on Instagram. I'd love to see behind the camera, to the carnage that they swept out of that image. To have that
the toys and everything else that they're swimming through to get those pictures.
You need to live, you need to show that, you know, if your children grow up thinking they are never wrong, you're not going to have very functional adults, because they're not going to deal with it when they are wrong.
Yeah.
If you've got a child who can actively go, I shouldn't have done that, I'm sorry, even if it takes them a while to come to you, let them come to you, because it's horrible. Who wants to admit they're wrong? It's a horrible gut feeling. It's and it makes me, I hate it, but I need to get better at it myself, because if not, you sit there and you stew and you try and find ways out to who can I blame or whatever. But no, it's silly, isn't it, how just the simple aspect of saying I didn't do that right, but
Yeah.
I am aware of it and I want to be better, it's huge. And if you do it more and more, it becomes so natural. And then your children will go, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have reacted like that.
Yeah.
But
You're
yeah,
taking the fear out of it. You're taking the fear out of making a mistake and owning up to it.
yeah,
Because quite often I'll get from parents, why is my child lying to me? Your child is lying to you because they don't know what the clear consequences are going to be, or they're scared to tell you because they know they've mucked up and they don't know what to do with all that feeling and all that emotion.
yeah.
So now they're like, oh, completely overwhelmed. They've gone into freeze mode. You've gone, did you do that? And they're like, no. Just that is, no, of course I didn't. And then it turns into something really big because they've lied to you. And that's huge as a parent. That's one of those quite often bugbears as a parent. Your child is lying to you. But one of my biggest tips across most workshops is to make a safe space for them to be able to tell you anything without, not necessarily without consequences, but without you having a big explosive reaction. Make a safe space. You can tell me you smashed something in this space and I'll know that that's okay. What do we need to do? What are the natural consequences? I need to clean this up. I need to do this. Work through it with them. But making that a safe space can make them lie to you a lot less than they do at the moment.
Yeah, I've shared that with so many people from you, from learning that from you, having your table as your safe
Yeah.
space. And I've shared that with so many people, and it is honestly changed so many people's viewpoint, because you've got that one area, you know, if they need to talk to you, they'll take you to that space, and you can mentally go, okay, this might not be easy, but
Yeah.
I'm so proud they have said, I know where I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and sit in that space and talk. Yes, there might be consequences, but I think also for the grown-ups as well, it pre-prepares you that something is coming, and it's not just a, I smashed this and then you explode. It's a, I need to talk to you about something in the safe space, and okay, right,
Yeah.
breathe, go in, you're going to hear it, you'll probably get cross, but you've had that tiny buffer.
Yeah.
It being able to hit the brake before you hit the wall.
You can take that space to kind of have that moment of pause and go, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm angry about this, but I'm going to go away and we'll work through this together. Or, okay, I hear you. And don't squish your emotions. If it's angry, if it's made you angry or something, then tell them, I'm angry about this. I'm going to go work with my emotions. And don't get me wrong, when you start this, it feels so awkward. So awkward. I remember when when my children were young, we stopped shouting. We stopped shouting because every time my son would hit a meltdown, we'd be shouting, trying to stop destruction, stop any pain or anything else that was going on in that space. Instead of shouting, we kind of just started whispering and going quieter. And it was so hard. My head felt like it was going to explode at points because it was like, I just want to shout. Oh my God. But because I was bringing my energy from down here, instead of meeting him up here, he would come down to my level.
Yeah.
So we weren't having conversations up here with both of us shouting, both of us saying things we probably didn't mean and really sitting in it. We were having conversations down here and then going, okay, we'll talk about this when we're calm. Right now, what can we do to make ourselves safe?
Yeah.
You know, was it soft things? Was it, this is co-regulating. Your emotions are so important, and having space to deal with them is important to you too. But your child is always watching.
Yeah.
That moment where you go, ah, and you smash something, watch 2 weeks later, because what happens when they're angry? It's
Yeah.
a massive amount of self-awareness. But it's also why it's important to know that you need self-compassion in there too. We're not perfect, and it will go completely, have those moments.
Yeah. I've realized recently that obviously, you know, children are always watching, you know, when you've got that toddler who comes out with a bad word. But
Every time.
I found it's funny, like, sort it's almost parenting the parent. Like, I've found recently that I'm, you know, this, I am awful at not pacing myself and overworking myself and not taking breaks and burning myself out, and it's awful. And I'm not good at it. But because my daughter has listened to me so much talking about, you know, or well, Tracy said I need to do this, or they've listened to other people telling me how much I need to calm down, or, you know, not even calm down, like not burn myself out as much. So I find I've got this little voice in my ear when I'm doing too much. It would just be my daughter going, does that need to be done now? Do you need to do
Oh
that? Do you
yes, I'm training your daughter from a
and
young age.
now she's old enough to go, I'm just going to put the kettle on for you. And that gives that space of going, okay, that's break time. But I have to look from both perspectives, because I'm giving her a really unhealthy model of how to be a grown up, because she needs to learn how to pace and to do it slowly. And someone said to me the other day when I was talking to them about the safe space to talk area, like, oh, isn't that just that horrible gentle parenting thing? I was like, no, this is constructive parenting, because you're, as you say, you're not meeting them in the anger zone. You're meeting them in the, let's not scream at each other, nothing gets done in the screaming at each other zone. Let's talk in the, yes, we're still massively angry, but I've had a breath and we can talk about it. And then it's all about, as you say, emotional regulation, emotional knowledge, because you can't talk to someone who's screaming at you. It's like trying to talk down an angry toddler. You can't do it. They're not hearing you in that moment.
Yeah.
So find a space where you can talk.
Yeah. It always gets me because I think there's such a misconception about gentle parenting. There is a very big difference between gentle parenting and permissive parenting, where you just let your child run wild. That is a very different parenting style.
Yeah.
I think gentle parenting, if it is done kind of in a really understanding way, is beautiful. It is not a bad thing. Permissive parenting, where you just let them run wild and they have no boundaries, no understanding, is where you end up with the problems. And I think the two often get really, really mushed together. They're like, this is gentle. Don't get me wrong, I don't actually stick to a set parenting style. I tend to, as a coach, just ask questions and really explore what works for each individual family. So I don't tend to go towards one, but I know some beautiful gentle parenting parents that really make space for their child to explore what's gone wrong in the world. So yeah, if you want to do gentle parenting, just make sure you actually explore gentle parenting and not permissive parenting.
Yeah.
Because I think there are just so many ways to parent. And I kind of had a rant about this the other day, I think on TikTok, LinkedIn. I don't know where I've been ranting. I rant everywhere. And it was about boundaries. I keep seeing these posts. Set this boundary, set this boundary, set this boundary. It's complete and utter. Must not swear on a live.
It's when
It's,
duck quacks.
I know, I have no duck quacks. It's complete rubbish, because if you set a boundary that is completely random, same as if you set a parenting style that's completely random, you have all these set guidelines, it just adds to your stress and you don't stick to it. You just end up brushing it under the cover and you do not stick to it because it does not work for you. It's not, a framework is beautiful, but it's not a life.
Yeah.
A framework is something that you can find, but then you need to adapt it a lot. So, if you're setting boundary, if you're picking a parent style, that's brilliant, but make sure you're ready for the flexibility of it.
Yeah.
It's we kind of tend to stick to positive parenting on here, which is where you are just looking for the best parts of your child and encouraging them in every way you possibly can.
But not
And
the bad bits.
but yeah, exactly. But we're not ignoring the bad bits. We're also working with those. We know what it's like to have those moments where your child is screaming and smashing something. And the realism is, if you're losing it on the side too, then you are human. And that is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in the kitchen on the floor crying with your child sitting kitchen on the floor, and that's not great, but it is humanity.
Yeah.
And it is the reality of life. So you know, step into that and go, okay, what triggered this? What can I change about it? How can I work with my child to not have this happen again? How can I work with me to not have this happen again?
Yeah.
And then when it happens again, go, actually, I love myself and that's
Yeah.
okay. It's it's a really different way of working, but I'm at the other end now. My kids are 19 and 21. Oh my god. um, but I can see the benefits of this now out the other end of it, and it's not the fastest of repair styles. You know, you can go in with harder styles of repair, but it does work in the
Yeah.
long run. You end up with children that are open and that have conversations and that know how to come to you when you need it. You have that type of relationship that, I don't know about you, but I always wanted with my boys.
Absolutely. The one thing I found from seeing other people, trying it myself, the thing about boundaries is you've got to be very careful. If you decide to put them in place, you must stick to them. Because the one thing I've found about children is they
Yeah.
are very, very clever. That if you say, I'm going to do this, and then you don't enforce it,
Mm-hmm.
they immediately go, oh, okay. If they say they're going to do something, they're not going
Yeah.
to. I'll push it. They'll let go eventually. If you don't stick to it, like, it's great. And if you want to have boundaries in place, brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
do it. But you've got to be that good cop, bad cop. You have to, this is great, this is great. No, you can't do that. And you have to stick to your guns. And if you do decide to break that boundary, you need a reason that they're going to understand as to
Yeah.
why you let them go past it. Because if not, you know, why are we teaching them that don't go through the door that says don't go through if you're just going to let them through?
Yeah, and excuse you need a reason to say I've changed it. I know when I worked in children's homes and preschools and primary schools as well, it was always amazing watching how the children would go to individual people because they knew which ones would stick to their words and which ones would stick to their boundaries. My dog is now making a bit of a fuss in the background, so I think we're going to have to wrap this up. I'm not quite sure what she's up to because she's in a different room and she's whining, and I'm like, uh-oh, what
Oh
have you
no.
found? What have you done? Where have you got yourself trapped?
Oh dear.
But I've really enjoyed doing this live. We should definitely do this more often, Cherry.
Absolutely.
No. And if you have not, shush, Mama, Alexa's going off and everything. Oh, this is beautiful life. This is real love lives. Right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on here. It has been great to talk to Cherry as well because we always love chatting. We do it way too often. If you have not seen our podcast or our website, the website is pinned into the comments, and we hope to talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves, everyone.